Hello, everyone. If you're here, hi, how are you doing? Vanessa's going to be here in a minute. She's just sorting some stuff out and then she'll be on. I hope you're all well and happy on this Sunday. I'm not awake. Can you tell I've scheduled these for a time when I'm not alive? It's not the wisest decision that I've ever had. Um, yeah, I hope you're all well. What are you all reading? Let me know in the comments and we can pop them on the screen because I'm in the middle of reading Jade City still. Reading progress is very slow for me. It's not a good thing. I'm on page 198 of Jade City, but I also kind of semi-started this one, which it was really, really interesting. I just need time to sit and read it, so I might read this one this morning, maybe. Hello.
Hello.
You're back. What are you reading?
I just plugged my headphones, 2 seconds. Still want to cook any static. I'm currently reading The Kite Runner. I'm almost finished. Because every time I make a bookshelf tour video, everyone says I have to read The Kite Runner. So I started reading it. I'm almost finished it. It's actually quite a hard book to read. And then once I finish that, I'm gonna give another crime a go because I got through that crime in a day the last time I done one of these. So and then I've got The Silent Patient after I've got The Kite Runner.
Oh, I've got that. It's supposed to be really good.
Oh, well, I was hoping to read it quickly and then pass it on to you because I know you like crime, but never mind.
No, I got a signed edition of Waterstones.
Story of my life. I'm keeping the book for you, Rebecca. Don't too late. I've got it.
Don't need to. I've already got it. But yeah. So I don't know which one I should read.
How far are you into each?
Nearly 200 into this one, and then I've literally read the first chapter of this one. But when I read it, it was quite noisy, and I was really interested in it. So, and it's quite a quick read actually, from what I can tell. So I might try and pick this one up.
Okay.
Because it's my buddy read one, not my buddy read, my Twitter pull one. But yeah, it's too early. I'm not awake.
The time.
I know I'm not awake, and I think the rest of the world isn't awake either.
It's a Sunday.
Yeah. So I think we should just jump straight into reading sprints then.
Okie dokie.
Did you want to read till past?
Yeah, well, that should get that finished in that time.
Sweet. Let's go for it.
Okie dokie. I'm just going to go and get a chair and make myself a little bed here.
Okay, have fun.
2 seconds. Right, it's half past.
I know, I'm just finishing my chapter. I've got like a page and a half left. Because I hate finishing in the middle of a chapter.
Yeah, I've got 9 pages left of the Kite Runner.
Just finished it. It would have been fine. Okay, I read 33 pages. Woo! I did get distracted in the middle though.
That's good. I think I read about the same amount of pages. Obviously, I've got 9 pages left of the Kite Runner now. So
yeah, I mean it's all right so far. It's going pretty well so far.
I think Lauren's here, so
yeah. Hey, sorry I'm late. I've been at the car boot this morning now. I've homemade cake to eat. Need to find a book to read. Okay, so questions. 1, I forgot car boots were on now. So did you enjoy it? 2, what's the cake? And 3, what's the book? That's just it. That's all I need to know.
I messaged her asking what she got at the car boost.
Yeah.
I love a good car boost.
I know. I keep I forgot they were back on, and then I seen that comment flash up, and I was like, oh, that means that the market will be on, like that we usually go to on a Sunday. So that might be a plan for this afternoon. Because there's a big one not far from us. Well, there's big ones either way, like Time Out way and then the other way. So that could be good. How are you finding the Kite Runner?
I'm enjoying it. I just don't know how I'm going to rate it. Because like I don't want to say anything about the plot, but like the plot is really, really good and it's got a good idea and everything. And I just hate the main character.
Oh.
He has some traits where I'm just like,
yeah,
I hate you so much. But that's the kind of the point though, because his flaws are needed to progress the story.
Yeah.
Just some things in it I've just been really mad at.
I hate when that happens though, because then it kind of like ruins your feeling of the book, really, doesn't it? Like it makes it a little bit worse. Yeah, that's not good.
Pretty much skimmed like a good.
Go away. Oh crap! I thought I'd try and let more light in, and it just didn't work. It blinded me. Anyway, carry on.
Like I read about 30 to 40 pages of it where it was just quite dull as well. So I don't know. I want to rate it 5 stars, but I think I might rate it 4.
But I mean, careful. You don't want to rate a book 4 stars. You might get wrong from the author. Don't want to rate a book 4 stars and then say it was all right. Ooh.
I'm still going to give the 1,000 Splendid Suns a go, though.
Yeah. I've heard that that's supposed to be the... No.
That was the loudest, like, tummy rumble I've ever had in my life. I was like, whoa.
But I didn't hear it, so you're okay.
That was embarrassing.
So Lauren says she got a cream egg brownie, mint arrow shortcake, and a vanilla cake slice. It was an offer of 6, so I got 3, so fair enough. Fair enough.
Arrow shortcake sounds amazing.
That sounds like quite sweet. But at the same time,
arrow.
Yeah, the bitterness of the arrow. Don't have a book yet, but I need to finish. But think I need to finish Nick, a Great Gatsby prequel that came out this year, but it's an arc I've not finished yet. Ooh, there was drama about arcs this week as well. But anyway, I've never heard of
arcs.
It was the whole thing with Chloe, where the author had contacted her through NetGalley, like they'd found her email through NetGalley, emailed her and was like, "Why haven't you reviewed the book yet? It came out yesterday."
That wasn't this week. That was
not this week. Last week. Yeah, I was behind on our vlogs, so I was watching our vlogs about it this week. But yeah, That sounds interesting though, because I remember reading Great Gatsby when I was in school. So that does sound like it could be quite an interesting, like, backstory to read, really. Yeah. So what you plan to read when you finish your 9 pages in the next sprint?
Then I'm going to start The Silent Patient. Seems like it's going to be another quick one that I might be able to get read in a day.
Mm-hmm.
Because obviously now I need to cut down on my books because I'm moving.
Yeah. I mean, you don't necessarily need to cut down on them. You could just put them all in storage boxes under the bed.
It's just easier to just get rid of things and then not have to.
Yeah. So you'll be going up to Butter Books every week with your 10 book allowance.
No, I think I'm gonna. I was thinking I either will do a giveaway on Twitter or put something on Twitter where I say to some people like, if you're in financial hardship and can't afford new books, then just send us a direct message and just no questions asked, no judgment. I'll just send you some books.
Oh, that would be nice.
Because like I don't know, a lot of these books are given by publishers as well, so I haven't paid for them. So the brand new books, and I had never bought a brand new book until I was probably like 19 or 20.
I mean, the other option you've got is not the ones that were sent from publishers, is just putting the photos on Twitter and Instagram and saying that you're selling some books, DM for prices. And then you can just set you can either choose postage or like £1 plus postage or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So that's still reasonable.
Yeah. So I don't know what to do.
It's gonna be so weird though that you're not gonna have your rainbow shells behind you. Or you will, but they'll be on like such a minimal effect. It's gonna be so weird.
I know. Well, if I get a summer house, my plan was to, if it was if it was dry, and not going to be humid, I was going to put them in there, and then film and set up in like a little like shed.
That would be cool. The Wonder Nest Shack.
Yes. Wonder Shack.
Yes, Wonder Shack. So, do you want to do some more reading?
Yep.
Yeah. Shall we read till 11?
Yeah, I'm going to get a quick snack as well.
Cool. Hello. So, I read 24 pages in that little sprint.
Nice.
How did you get on?
I finished the Kite Runner.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm on page 23 of The Silent Patient.
Ooh, are you enjoying it so far?
Yeah, it seems interesting. It's sort of like, it gives you like all of the mystery up front, which is what I like because I get lazy. So it gives you all of the info up front, and then I guess it's just going to work backwards from there.
Ooh. Okay, so Lauren asked, when are you moving?
I'm not sure, Lauren. I think it's going to be a bit of a lengthy process, given my husband's spinal problems. We are moving into my grandparents' house, it's a big house that's got plenty of space. It's like a family home. So we're just gonna get what we need and deliver to there, and then probably like a month or two of just slowly moving stuff over, because obviously I'm gonna have to do it all. And there's a lot of stuff.
I mean, the beauty with yours as well is it isn't a contract, is it? Your flat at the minute. Is it just monthly? So you can just give her a month's notice.
It's monthly because the agency that are managing it have just disappeared off the face of the earth.
Yeah.
So our contract expired last April, a
Mm-hmm.
year ago, and they never got on contract since.
But she'll still be happy if you're paying rent, though, so that's not too bad, is
yeah.
it?
Yeah. I mean, obviously we're just paying rent regardless, and the money's just going to her, I guess. So
Yeah. Oh, well. Good morning, Leanne. How you doing? I was literally sitting there expecting you to speak back, and I realised that's not how this works.
I've done that a few times. Good morning, Leanne.
So what are people reading? So I know that Lauren had said that you were thinking about that arc. How did you get on? Because I know that you'll be happy that I'm reading To Kill a Kingdom. It's good so far. I am enjoying it. But I just want to get plenty of reading done. Because I'm behind, because this is the first book that I've picked up from my April TBR. And it's the 18th of April. So, yeah.
Well, you have just started a new job, though. How was your first week in your new job?
It was all right. It was a bit slow because obviously it's a case of setting stuff up, but they're finalising stuff with the client before we can actually do our job. So I'm just waiting for my laptop from the client to come before I can actually get my teeth stuck into it properly. But yeah, it's going good. It's a new thing that I've never done before, and I feel optimistic about it, is the nicest way to put it. Lauren says, oh, that's all right with the flat rental. Hopefully moving isn't too stressful.
I hope so too. Because we can just give a month's notice whenever, I guess, and because we're moving back into the family home, then just whenever I feel like, right, we're now ready, we'll be ready in a month, then I can just hand the notice in, and then I'm just going to slowly start moving stuff over. No big rush. Just might pack the car up, and then like on a weekend, and then drop stuff off.
That's not too bad.
I mean,
she also says,
slowly.
Yeah. She also says, I got through 10% of my book and I now have 25% left to go. You've got this, Lauren. You can get it done. Me too. I'm kind of enjoying it.
You should get that done today.
I know Lauren will probably finish her book. I don't think I'll finish mine because when Dan comes in from golf, I'm trying to book somewhere out for tea, so I'll not get mine done today. It's a sick day, so hanging out with you reading The Pale Dreamer after finishing the first book yesterday and feeling the rest. I remember reading The Bone Season. It must have been like 2014, 2015, and absolutely loving it. And then I went and bought the second one, but I didn't want to pay like full price for the second one, so I bought it second hand. And I spent that long looking for it second hand that I forgot what happened in the first one. So I think I need to reread the first one to figure out what's going on. But I remember really enjoying it, and I'm pleased that you've gone straight onto the novella as well.
I tried to read the first one and I couldn't get into it. I think I got about 50 pages in and I had to stop. I think that was just my mood at the time because I really like Samantha Shannon's work.
I think because you've read Priory though as well, like reading it now after you've read Priory, it might be a case of you're expecting something like much more intense than what it is, and it's
I
not.
found the Bourne season more intense. I just I couldn't grasp what was going on.
I think because it's about a clairvoyant, I know that much, and it's like banned clairvoyance, but so she's like part of this underground thing. I remember that much. And I remember thinking her and the guy who's supposed to be looking after her are going to get down and dirty. That's what I predict. But
I was
that's just my
relying
prediction.
on like at the front or something, it had like different groups or something on like
Yeah.
explanations. I was relying on that all the time, and I just remember just being like, I haven't got a clue what's going on.
Yeah. I think
Maybe I'm just dumb.
that kind of book when it's got like maps or it's got like the societies and like the people and everything like at the front, all the different families and clans and stuff. I think you've got to be in the right frame of mind for it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah, well, what can I say? So, shall we do some more reading until past? I feel like they're very like not intense, but also at the same time, let's just get shit done, basically.
The past hours it's flown over for me.
Yeah, I mean, you finished a book. I'm not
I
surprised.
know. I need to go on Goodreads and give this a rating before I forget.
Go do that, and we'll come back at past. How'd you get on?
I read 48 pages, but some of
Jesus, woman.
Some of it I skim read because I was just kind of like, I'm going to a cocktail bar in Kew Gardens, which is just like, what's that got to do with murder? But never mind, so just skim read it.
I bet you that's like one vital part that you need towards the end of the book.
Probably.
I read 26 pages.
Woo! How are you enjoying it?
Yeah, it's really good. I didn't realise it as much before, but it's actually a Little Mermaid retelling. Like the bit with the stealing of the voice has kind of just happened, and I was like, oh, it's Little Mermaid, duh. So yeah, that's what I'm up to. Yeah, not gonna lie, it's a lot, and I think I could have realised that I like that kind of overwhelming setup. Yeah.
That's for the born season, isn't it?
Yeah. I think if you can find that time to focus yourself on it, like I did with Crescent City, I really appreciated it, but because I didn't do that with the likes of Priory, I'm still in the middle of that 3 years later. Moving on. Good morning, starting Fortuna this morning. Morning. How are you enjoying it? That's what I want to know, because I have that to read.
I need to Google that.
It's Facebook. I think it's that one.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
I want to read books by that author, but also like, is it Elise Cover? Is that the person?
There's some going around at the minute that loads of people are really liking. Like a lot of British booktubers are reading, and I don't really see a lot of people like from the US reading. And it's Fortuna Swan, Elise Cover. Is that the one that wrote the Jafar and Jasmine love situation?
Elise Cover.
A really itchy nose. I'm sorry. Really itchy.
She wrote the what's it called? Deal with the Elf King.
Yeah, but there's a one that's got a similar cover to this one, kind of with the tentacles, and I think it's like Desperate Measures or something, and it's a whole series of like Disney villains falling in love with the Disney princess or vice versa. And I was like, to be honest, I'd probably read that, like just as like something like to binge read on the side. That was the part when I realised it was a Little Mermaid retelling. It is a good bit. I'm now on, where am I? I'm like 90 pages in, and they've just found a body in the ocean, but they're not sure who it is or what it is. They just know it was a girl, and now it's not there anymore. So now I'm like, I can't believe I've left it in the middle of such an intense part of the book. So now I'm like, I really need to read it. I just want to keep reading. I've only read a few pages so far, but I'm definitely interested. Good.
How much smut is that book got in? Is it kind of like proper adult, or is it like just hinted?
I think it's supposed to be like new adult. I think, but like a little bit further, kind of. Hi, just tuned in. Hello. Trying to read the whole Grisha trilogy this weekend. Oh my god. Currently halfway through Siege and Storm, so I have my work cut out for me today. Is that the second one?
Yeah, they read really quick though. Like I read the third one in about 2 days. So if you've got time, it's definitely doable.
Oh my god.
Is this your first time reading them, or is this a reread?
Yeah, because if it's a reread, it wouldn't be as bad, would it? Because you'd be able to skim over the bits that you know aren't as entertaining.
Well, I had wanted to read the Six of Crows duology before watching the show, but they're a lot longer than the Shadow and Bone ones.
Yeah,
like a lot longer.
Yeah, like I've got them in the top corner of my shelves, and they're quite skinny. Like the Grisha series is quite skinny, and then it's like twice or even more like in length for Six of Crows, and I'm like, oh my god! And then that third one's come out, and that's chunky as hell as well.
Oh, King of Scars.
Yeah. No, Rule of Wolves.
That's part of King of Scars, I think, isn't it?
Oh, is that like a duology on top of a duology or something?
See,
this is why I haven't read it yet. I'm really confused. But that's like thick.
It's a duology. Rule of Wolves is number 2.
Yeah, so that's not long come out, but it is really, really chunky. And I think she just keeps writing longer and longer books as she goes in the series.
Yeah, but King of Scars 527 pages, but I don't know whether I want to read. I reread Shadow and Bone. I'd done that because the first time I read it, I didn't like it, and then I reread it last year and actually really, really loved it. I just really need to continue on with Six of Crows, but I don't know.
Know what you're gonna say?
I don't know whether I want to carry on with Six of Crows. I go back and reread A Court of Thorns and Roses.
I was just about to say that, yeah.
I need to dedicate myself to either finishing Leigh Bardugo's books or finishing The Court of Thorns and Roses, like that series.
Yeah, because I was just about to say, I think that you'll go back, reread A Court of Thorns and Roses and absolutely love it. Like, that's what I'm fully expecting.
This is why I'm going to film a vlog of it, because it is honestly one of the worst reading experiences I've ever had. And I feel like it's going to be like Shadow and Bone, where I'm actually like, what planet was I on when I read that? At least that's what I hope.
Yeah, you'd be like, I need all of the books now. All of them, please.
That's what I'm hoping. Are you going to read it with me or not?
If you want to read it in May.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to try and put it on my TBR and actually try and read it this time. And I might just double up some of my prompts for it. So then I've got less pressure on myself, because this is the most reading I've done for my April TBR. And I've got like 2 600-page books on it or something.
We could book in like A Court of Thorns and Roses, like live, like reading sprints where we just sit down. We have to read that book in that time, just to like get us to read it together as well.
Yeah,
like, do
that would be a good idea.
For Court of Thorns and Roses.
If anybody else wants to join us, that sounds like a plan. Yeah.
And then we could like we could, because we're starting from the beginning. People could, if they want to reread it or read it for the first time, they could join in, and we could just be like, right.
It would be spoilery, but at the same time, it would still be interesting. Yeah, that sounds like a plan.
Good.
Is that you making the thumbnail for that this weekend?
That's what I'll do. Yeah. What whose channel do you want to do it on? Mine or yours?
I'm gonna do it on yours because it was your idea. Because it was your plan anyway.
What we could do is we could just take turns to do it. Like, first one's mine, second one's yours, and then.
I'm gonna write that down before I forget, so I know to make sure to put it in my May TBR.
Oh, I love it when we make plans.
Yeah. And I went into Card Factory yesterday to go get a birthday card for Dan, and they had diaries in, like 2021 diaries. There's something like, go away. 2021 diaries for like 20 pence. So I was like, bought one of them. So I get to write it in my diary and block out time in it.
You should have said you wanted one. I've got 2. You could have had one of mine.
I'm pretty sure my sister got us one for Christmas. But this was like 30 pence. I was like, it's ideal just for keeping a record of meetings and stuff for my job. So the other 2 are first reads.
Yeah, that's what I've done. I reread the first one and then read the other 2 straight off the bat for the first time. The first one was definitely my favourite, I think, but I actually wasn't really that disappointed by the third one. A lot of people were disappointed by the ending, but I thought it was a good ending to the series. It made sense.
Interesting. So, because it's basically just a heist story, isn't it? And then it's so much more after that.
A heist. Shadow and Bone is like a rebellion against the monarchy, kind of thing, sort of, with like an evil character. I think you can probably smash out the first one and within like a couple of days. It's dead quickly.
Yeah, well, I'm hoping that's what's going to happen with The Court of Thorns and Roses, because when I went to Waterstones the other day, I did end up picking up Akamath. So, and that's really, really chunky. That's like the biggest of the books, I think. It's like 600 pages or something. So, yeah, I'm hoping I can read through A Court of Thorns and Roses, and then we can just blast out the next one as well. Because I think I will enjoy it after reading Present City.
I have the second one. That's the one I got for 10 pence in a charity shop. So when I rebought the first one, I went out my way to find like the original cover.
Yeah.
And I was like, I either need to buy it in the new cover and then I can get the rest of the series, but then rebuy the second one in the new cover, or I just need to commit that I'm sticking with the original covers. So I am.
I mean, good luck, because I know that I think I have sent you screenshots before of people selling them on Facebook groups, and people are selling them for like £100 for the series because they're out of print.
No, I
which I
bought the
think is just
first one for
ridiculous.
£8.
Yeah, but I mean, like, as in because the new covers are out. That everyone's like, oh well, I've got these old covers and I'm just not reading the books anymore. And then they're like, oh, £100 for the trilogy, and I'm like, that's just stupid. Because I asked someone about it.
I've got book 1 and book 2 now.
Yeah.
In the original covers. I need to find book 3, but I'm very hopeful because I found book 2 for 10p in a charity shop. So I'm kind of like just gonna really hammer out some charity shop shopping for book 3.
You're gonna basically keep going to that charity shop, aren't you, and hope that somebody takes it in. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, when I worked at the Civic, every lunch I used to go down into the high street.
Yeah, because it's only around the corner, isn't it?
Yeah, because it was just like across the street. So that's kind of what's tempting us to go back in the office.
That's dangerous.
I am willing to sacrifice my health to go charity shop shopping every day.
Fair dues. So shall we do reading sprints till 12?
Yep, I'm good with that.
Cool. I'm just finishing my chapter. I've got like 2 pages left.
Okie dokie.
Okay, I managed 23 pages, but I was pottering about, so.
I'm on page 102 now.
Oh, you're flying.
I think I read about 40 pages. At crime, I just absolutely fly through it. Like, I don't know why it's not other genre, but I think crime is just so easy to read. Like a fantasy, I couldn't read that much in a fantasy because you've got to like think about like oh, that word means that, and then like really think about what you've read. But with crime, I just sort of like just get through it really quick. So I wonder what everyone else has been reading as well, whether they enjoying their book. This is actually quite. It's I wouldn't say it's like amazing, but it's good for a thriller mystery kind of thing.
Yeah, I mean this is actually going really quickly. I'm on page 112, so I started it like in with sprints. So I think I've done really well considering I haven't read anything for days. But this is the kind of thing that you can just sit and read it, and it just flies through it. Like so much has already happened, so I'm glad that I've managed to pick it up.
Are you enjoying it?
Really enjoying it. Because I can't really remember much about the Little Mermaid other than, she trades her voice for legs so that she can go and meet the prince, blah 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 blah. But like this is just like obviously it's a twist on it, so it's very very interesting. Very interesting.
I think it's on my Amazon wish list.
Lauren says I've only got 10% left in my book. Get in, smashing it, Lauren.
Yeah, that will definitely be finished in an hour or so.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I don't know how long we'll want to stay on for either.
I'm happy.
Because, well, I'm trying to think if there was anything I said I would do. Because we've got a bookshelf from my grandma's, and it's not for books. It's going to go in my cupboard for my shoes, so it's going to become a shoe shelf. So I need to sort that out before Dan gets back. He's back in like a couple of hours, so we could do some more sprints for like another hour or so. I'm happy to do that.
Are you enjoying it, Lauren?
Yes, that's what I want to know, Lauren. Are you enjoying it?
Yeah, I'm gonna work on Goodreads.
And also, how is Fortune of Sworn? And how is Siege and Storm? If either of you are still watching, let me know. Yeah. But yeah, I'm very pleased with my progress. I don't know if anybody else is.
Yeah, well, obviously I finished a book and started a new one. I think, how many pages is this? Hang on. I'm going to check the back and I'm going to spoil it for myself, aren't
I? Probably.
340, so I'm like nearly a third into this, apparently.
I mean, this one is 357. So I'm quite pleased at how much I've already read. It makes us excited as well for Into the Crooked Place because I'm really liking the writing, and I don't know if it's just because it's an easy retelling to read or whether it's the writing itself. So I'm quite interested to see how Into the Crooked Place goes when I pick that up.
I love a retelling. Retelling's one of my favourite genres of like YA, like fantasy.
Yeah, I love good retelling. It took us a while to get into Cinder. I have to admit, like Cinder and Scarlet were a bit meh, but I really loved Crescent Winter when I read the Lunar Chronicles, and then Megan Spooner. If you've read anything by Megan Spooner, she wrote a Robin Hood retelling, and I read that when I was last on holiday in 2019, and I devoured it within a day. Like I only took like 3 books because we were going for a week, and I was like, oh, I'm not gonna need a lot of books, and I've read that one within the day that I was sat around the pool. I just devoured it.
Have
Brilliant.
you read Curse So Dark and Lonely? That was one I didn't.
Not yet.
I wasn't. Did I give you my copy? I think I gave you one, didn't I?
No, I think I got gifted it. I feel like I got gifted it. It's on my shelves, which means that either I got gifted it or I bought it myself. You know what I'm like, I probably bought it myself, but I think it was gifted. It's a weird book. There's 2 separate bits. About 35% was set during World War One, and the rest has this weird intrigue in New Orleans. Oh, see, I don't know if I would. I don't know if I would like that. But you are enjoying it though, so that's fine. I think I spent too much time in fantasy, so standard fiction is weird. Ah, right, okay, yeah. I get you.
Yeah, I'm taking a little bit of a break from fantasy at the moment.
Yeah. I mean, my TBR for this month, and I had Jade City to read, and I've still not finished that, was fantasy, Stephen King. Then The House in the Cerulean Sea. I don't really know what to count that as though.
Did you finish that?
No, I haven't even started.
Oh.
Like, is it fantasy? Is it adult? I'm assuming it's fantasy. So like I've got a very fantasy heavy month, but Stage and Song is good. It's definitely fast paced. That helps with my goal of finishing fast. Good. I'm pleased. And you love returns too. Yeah. I should probably take that banner off, shouldn't I? Oops. There we go.
Yeah, Siege and Storm reads really quick. I think the third one took me a bit longer because it like jumps about from like different places a lot more.
Yeah.
It's the longest book of the 3, I think, as well. But the second one is very fast paced. The third one's a bit slower.
I think though, like the end of a trilogy or an end of a series, it's either so quick and it's done, or it's dragged out because the author didn't want to let go, kind of thing. And I mean, I feel like she doesn't want to let go because she's now wrote an extra 4 books, 5 books, or whatever in that world. But yeah. So, shall we read till? Well, what time do you want to read till?
1:30.
Yeah, sounds good. Let's do it.
That is. Oh yeah, that's right. Hello.
Hello, how'd you get on?
I'm nearly halfway in this book now.
Ooh.
It's alright. The main character's a bit of a nonce.
Well, I'm not surprised.
I hate male protagonists in crime.
Yeah, there seems to be like a running theme where the males are normally the absolute dickheads.
Self-righteous.
Yeah. I got another 35 pages in. So I'm now on page 148. Which is not quite halfway, but a good dent. So I'm really pleased. I finished it. I think it's 3.5-star read overall. A good idea, but seemed a little disjointed. I can understand that though, because you said earlier on that it's like two separate bits of it. So I can understand why it would be a bit disjointed.
Strange thing for someone to try and like do a prequel for.
Yeah. Yeah, because there wasn't, for all a lot happened in that story, it was quite a short story, wasn't it, really? In the grand scheme of things.
I don't
It was
think a lot
like,
happened, if I'm honest.
well, yeah, like a lot happened. I think it's because my A-level eyes were on it. Like a lot happened because you pick apart every sentence when you're doing an A-level, obviously. But like they've seen a lot more like context, and I don't think you can do much with The Great Gatsby for a prequel. A sequel maybe, but not so much a prequel. How did everyone else get on? I'm just having a bit of a look. I'm
going to try and finish this today.
I think you should. I'm thinking that I might, if we wrap this up soon, I might go sit in the sun for a little bit because it's quite sunny where I am. Like,
it seems cold where I am.
Nothing for my lighting. Like the sun's out, so I might just go sit outside for a little bit. I don't know.
I've
been having a look to try and book a table up somewhere for food tonight because we wanted to go out on Friday night and ended up going to a fair, which was not the brightest idea. And all the places like local to us have got spaces tonight, so I'm thinking about just trialing it tonight, and then if it's really nice and a really nice atmosphere, then going out properly next week for Dan's birthday. So that's my plan.
You can only eat outdoors though, can't you?
Yeah, so like there's like spaces from like 5:30 in most of the places that like we would normally go to or have been to. So hopefully would get a seat under like one of the burners. If not, I'd have to wear my coat. It's not the same. Yeah, the author wanted to tell the story of Nick and how he came to be there. It was intriguing, but the two parts felt odd. But then maybe it was a reflection of Nick's mental state post-war. Wow, that's a deep thought to have. That's a very deep thought to have about that book.
Mm-hmm.
Like in my head, I'm just like, that's a lot. So what are you planning to read next, Laura? That's what I want to know. Now that you've finished that, are you moving back onto fantasy? Because that seemed like it was quite a heavy thing to read. Very heavy.
I haven't read an arc in so long. Can't remember the last arc I ever read.
I have got a couple that I need to read, and I requested a couple from HarperCollins when I got the newsletter. There was one actually,
as well.
Yeah, like the last two on the list because the rest were all like lovey-dovey ones, really. And I was like, I'm not really bothered about that. And then the last two really like piqued my interest, so I've requested them. Whether I get them is another thing. But I've got Shards of Earth to read. Shards of Earth to read this month as well. Comes out in May, and that's a nice 600-pager. So I'm screwed. And what you hoping to read after you've finished Silent Patient?
I don't know. The reason I'm reading books that I'm just not that bothered about at the moment is that I kind of commit to any of the books that I actually wanted to read. Like obviously I pre-ordered A Dark and Hollow Star and Sweet Bitter Magic, but I'm just not really into reading at the moment. I don't want to commit myself to a good book. There was a book that put us in a reading slump, and I forgot what it is, and I've just never gotten out of it. So let's have a look at my Goodreads. I think it was The Wrath and the Dawn.
The Wrath and the Dawn put you into a slump? I thought you enjoyed it.
I did. That's why it's put us into a slump.
Ah, because nothing's good enough.
Yeah, I've read The Wrath and the Dawn and The Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo really close together, and they were both reads that I absolutely loved.
Yeah.
And now I'm just like, nothing is going to compare, so I need to read a couple of like just crappy things just to like clear my palate a bit.
Yeah.
I've read 18 books this year.
How many?
18.
Ooh, I thought you said 80, and I was going to say I don't think you've ever read that much in this short time. I think this is like book 7 for me. Like people read that in a month, and my mind just is like blown. And then there's me that sacrifices reading time for Castle and films and other stuff. But I need to finish Shadow the Fox, so probably that, but then need to read my actual TBR. Oh, you're doing the Kindle challenge, aren't you? So you're reading, is that this month where you're just reading books on your Kindle? I feel like that's right, because you've got Crescent City to read. I don't know if you started that yet.
Ooh.
I really enjoyed Shadow of the Fox. And how are you enjoying The Silent Patient?
I'm halfway into it, and I'm liking the mystery around the main character. So I'm just gonna have a see what it says on the back, so I don't spoil it. So you've got a woman called Alicia, who was living a happy life with her husband, and then one day it's found that he's tied to a chair and has been shot in the face, and she's in the room covered in his blood. So she's arrested for murder, and then she's charged with murder, and she's placed into a psychiatric unit. And she hasn't spoke since, and it's like 6 years later, and she still hasn't spoke. So this psycho, I don't know what he calls himself, a psychotherapist, takes it upon himself to try and get a job in the facilities she's kept at, so that he can become a therapist, because he's taken like an unusual like interest in the case. He's the character I don't like.
I feel that sounds like, so I've not read it, right? And I don't know if this is like the actual thing, but that sounds like he's done it.
That's
and
what
he just
I'm
wants
thinking.
to keep her silenced. Because if she could just be suppressing the memory and going mute because of how traumatic the experience was.
Where he seems, I don't know. I think the character, all the characters seem to have been introduced. I think I know who's done it. There's two people. I think I'm pretty confident of how it's gone down. I don't think it's going to be a surprise at the end. But when it's about her, I'm really enjoying it. But it's also going into like the therapist's life and his like problems at home, which in there the bits like I'm just not interested in. I don't really care about people's marital problems. I'm reading it as trying to find out what's happened to this woman and her marriage. So I feel like some parts have been a bit too much about him, but the parts about her are really, really good.
Well, that's all right. That's not too bad, is it really? Only reading Kindle books, need to get on them, but Nick and Shadow the Fox are ebooks. Yes, they do count. I think they count. Yes. I've heard really good things. I think about 30% of the way through and enjoying it. I read The Silent Patient last month, and there were so many things that bothered me being a psychologist myself. I made a video about it, but I still need to edit and upload it. Damn it! I was just gonna watch that, and then I don't need to read the book.
But, I'd be interested in reading that, because there's some things like I'm not trained at all, but my mum has behavioral psychological diagnoses, so, and there's the main therapist guy in it, his dad had behavioral problems, and it's the effect it had on him as a child. I think in some ways some of it is quite accurate from a perspective where I'm like, oh yeah, I can relate to that in a way, because I dealt with that growing up as well, and this is the effect it had on me. But in other ways, I'm just a bit like, oh, okay, that's a bit bothersome. I don't know whether the author has any training, whether he's ever been a psychologist. Yeah, but some of the dialogue in it, it's just like, well, I would hope that would not be the case.
Yeah. I plan to put it up this Friday. It'll be spoiler free. Damn it! I might still watch it though, just because it'll give me more of an idea of whether I feel like I should read it or not. I mean, I picked it up and I was really interested in it, but it sounds like it could be pretty predictable, potentially.
I mean, I had a look on Goodreads when I was reading it, because there was some things that what we just discussed about where I'm like, that was a bit questionable. So I looked on Goodreads to see if anyone else had made any comments about it in a sense of from a psychology perspective. It's got really good ratings on Goodreads. It's like 4 point something on Goodreads, and the majority of the ratings are 4 and 5 stars.
Yeah.
So I'd be interested. Like, that's the kind of thing I was searching for. So I'd definitely be interested in watching it.
Yeah. Interesting. So I don't know whether to end it here so that I can go get myself some lunch, or whether we should sprint for a little bit more.
It's up to you.
Because I am starting to get hungry now, because I barely get out of bed this morning.
I'm just sitting eating the same packet of M&Ms that is on every live stream I'm in.
Is that your live show M&Ms?
It is, yeah, but I'm nearly at the bottom now.
Oh no. Oh no. So I personally think if we leave it here, because we've done like 2.5 hours and we've done some decent reading, I think if we leave it here and then I can go get some lunch, you can finish your book anyway. And hopefully you guys that have been watching will finish your books today too.
Very productive.
It has been productive. I mean, I didn't think I would read as much as I have. And I'm on page like 145, 148 of this. So I'm very impressed with myself because I don't normally read that quick. So yeah, I think if we leave it off here, and then we can discuss at some point the ACOTAR reading. So if anybody does want to read A Court of Thorns and Roses with us, I would get the book, but it's over there with my red books. If anybody wants to read it with us, we're going to be doing it in May at some point, and there will most likely be live shows, so that we can sit and read it together. Not like read it out loud, because that would be weird. But like we can sit and read it together and experience it together. Because I've never read it before, so
I think it'll be good.
Yeah, I think I predict that one of us will love it and one of us will hate it, and I feel like you'll love it, but I won't, and then I've already committed myself to book 2 because I bought it. So, but that should be interesting.
Read it and hated it, so I don't know. It'd be weird.
But thanks for hosting. I had fun. Get lunch, self-care is important. Yes, it is. Thank you very much for stopping by and getting some reading done with us as well. It's been really nice to have some company. I kind of want to read ACOTAR, but need to get a copy. Right, I think you should get a copy and then you can read it in May with us. That's it. It's decided for you. Sorry, not sorry. Have lunch. Hope you enjoy. I read ACOTAR, but I want to reread it again and get it. Yeah, okay. Sounds like we're all doing it in May. That's been decided. Yeah. And it will be, I think the first one we mentioned earlier on will be on your channel, won't it? So if you haven't already, get yourselves over to Vanessa's channel at Wanderness. She's literally mentioned in every other one of my videos pretty much. Or you can just put Wanderness in the search bar and it comes up. So get yourself subscribed to Vanessa if you're not already, so you can be in on that readathon.
Yeah, Lauren, I would love you to join us for that. Like, I really, really would.
Yeah, please do.
Absolutely, yes.
But yeah, thank you all so much for stopping by and getting some reading done with us. I hope the rest of your Sundays are productive. And yeah, bye.
Bye.